out there, everyone. Cassandra Monkey, continuing with Last Kiss Before Summer. Oh, and if you just joined us, you're welcome. Glad you made it here, and I hope you all enjoy your stay. And always remember, the most important character is you, the readers. Well, let's get it up! 26 days left to live. If you don't stop, I'll make sure you both are expelled from Rosenberry High. Susan's face is fierce and unwavering, unlike her voice, which cracks as she makes that threat. This isn't just anger, this is fear. What's wrong with us trying to figure out what happened? I don't need to explain myself to you. Just leave the past in the past and quit meddling. But the past never just stays in the past. It lives on and affects the present. Julie is haunted by it. Can't you see that? She needs to get over it. The only way she'll be able to is if she knows the truth. You don't understand anything. Then tell me, help me understand. Or is there something you're afraid will uncover? What? Of course not. Don't be silly. Why would there be? Susan turns and runs away, leaving me confused. That girl is definitely up to something. I turn to see Saya standing behind me, her arms crossed, and her eyes narrow as she watches Susan disappear into the distance. How long have you been standing there? The whole time. She's hiding something. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm going to start tagging along with you to school and keep an eye on Susan. Maybe that's a good idea. Of course it is. I came up with it. But don't distract me, okay? You gotta keep quiet. What? No one can hear me. I can hear you. And you love it. Now off to bed. We have a big day of silhouetting ahead of us. 23 days left. Julie and I decided to lay low for a few days and concentrate on our project. What do you think about this? She shows me a chart and looks at me expectantly. It looks great. It's easy to understand and see the connections. It's all thanks to you explaining it all to me. The book makes it sound so complicated. Well, I guess that means we're done prepping. Finally, thank you for being my partner, Zane. Thanks to you, I could do all the stuff I'm hopeless at. You're not as hopeless as you think. No, I'm a disaster, but thanks. Julie blushes as she starts packing up. I'm sure you'll have lots of talent. What do you like to do? Well, I'm good at charts, apparently. Hey, that's cheating. Julie laughs, and we start to head out of the door to go home.
Tell a joke.
As we head down the hall, I spot Mira staring at the trophy case. Why does she look so sad? I creep up behind Mira slowly. Then I suddenly grab her side and make her loud sound. Ah! What are you doing? Mira screams. And turns around. When she realizes me, she pushes me back and pouts. Huh? Zane, that was cruel. What if I had a heart attack? Well, that would be inconvenient. Yeah, that's one way to put it. I look at Julie, and suddenly a thought pops in my head. This is the perfect chance to get them to talk to each other. Hey, Julie, Mira, how about we go to a cafe together? A cafe? Now? Yeah. Do you have time? Well, I guess if Julie's cool with it, that is. What do you think, Julie? Julie grips her handbag tighter, and I'm certain she's going to decline, but we're kissing! To my surprise, she nods. Great, we can go to my favorite one. Follow me. I thought if they went together, Mira and Julie would start talking, but they're just sitting across from each other in silence. Mira stirs her ice cube in her drink. Whoa. Julie blows on her panties! Already cold hot chocolate. So, how long has it been since you two hung out? Mira shrugs, and Julie continues to blow on her drink. This is pretty bad. Say's voice startles me, and I mouth a desperate plea for her, asking her pennies for help. These two both need some strong pushing, or you're never gonna get them to open up. Ask directly why they're not friends anymore. I need to know. Why does Saya care so much about them? Isn't she supposed to be my helper? But she's right. The only way to get them to talk is just be direct. Okay, I have to ask, or it's gonna bug me all day. Ask what? I want to know why you two aren't friends anymore. Mira's face drops, and she's suddenly very interested in her ice again. I just don't get it. You two are both great, kind people. What could have happened for you to have grudges like this? It's not a grudge. What is it then? Julia's louder and cracking voice rips through the silence, and Mira looks at her in shock. Because I could never figure it out, Mira. Why would you just leave me alone like that? We were like sisters before. I just don't get it. Suddenly, Mira is sobbing. And tears start falling down her face. Julia's cheeks as well. Whoa! I did not see that coming. Neither did I. It's not like that, Julia. It's just when Sayuri died, my sister Sora died too. Julia grabs a bunch of paper napkins and hands them to Mira, who sobs into them. Were their deaths related? Mira shakes her Penny's head. No, but the timing was awful. Oh, but they were kissing. I didn't know, Mira. Wow, how awful for Mira to lose her sister and her friend. I just thought you would abandon me, that maybe you were only my friend because Sayuri was there, that... Julie wipes her tears, and I rub her back as she tries to calm herself down. No, I was so overwhelmed. It all happened at the same week. I reach out for Mira's hand and squeeze it as I continue to rub Julia's back. That must have been an awful. I can't even imagine. Mira nods and takes some controlled breaths before continuing. Everyone was pulling me, you know, friends, family. I just hid from it all in my room. To tell the truth, I wanted to end it all. Julia jumps up and runs around to Mira's side of the table and hugs her tightly. I'm sorry, Mira. I wish I knew. I wish I wasn't so absorbed in my own pain. No, Julia, I'm sorry. I should have at least told you. They cry into each other's arms and Mira sighs. It's really too bad that's such a misunderstanding, but a wedge between good friends like this. I speak softly so the girls can't hear me. Yeah, but at least they're reconciling now. Maybe you should invite Mira into the investigation. Maybe I should ask Julia first. Good idea. I tap Julia on the back and she turns to look at me. I lean in and whisper into her Penny's ear. Hey, Julia, do you think we should have Mira help us? That's a great idea. I nod and put my hand on Mira's shoulder. Hey, Mira, I've got something to ask you. What is it? Julie and I, we're investigating what happened with Sayuri. What do you mean? We want to know what happened. We were left in the dark, remember? Yeah, they never told us anything. Exactly, so Zane and I were trying to solve the mystery of her death. But how? It's not like it was a murder or anything. Right, but there's information somewhere about what happened, and if the adults won't give it to you, I'm going to help you find it. That's actually pretty cool. So, do you want to join the party? Mira looks at Julia in shock. Can I? Even after everything that's happened? Julia nods happily. I want us to be friends again. I want to do this with you and Zane. Mira squeals and wraps Julia in a tight hug. Yes, I want to help. Thank you. She grins at Julie. We'll be partners in crime, just like the old days. After the cafe, Julie and I wave Mira goodbye and start to walk home together. I'm glad Mira joined us. I never thought we'd be friends again. I'm glad too. Suddenly, Julia takes my hand and looks up at me. Come with me. I want to show you something special. I smile and squeeze her hand as I nod. Okay, let's go. Saya waves goodbye to me as Julia and I head off. Wow, this place is beautiful. I don't know. We had a place like this in town. Julie smiles and points at a small house on the hill. My cousin lives up there, so I know these woods very well. Ah, so it's your secret place. Julie blushes and shakes her panties head quickly. No, it's not like that, Jess. She shivers and I pull her panties close into me, rubbing her arms to help her warm up. She puts her head on my shoulder and lets out a confident sigh. It's really beautiful here at sunset and at night, but I'm afraid to come here by myself. What's so bad about coming here by yourself? Oh, you know, bears and boars and snakes and stuff. Julia laughs and leads me over to the tree.
Tell a joke.
We sit down and she puts her head back on my shoulder as I wrap my arms around her. Panties! Thank you, Zane, for earlier with Mira. What did I do? It was all you two. But you brought us back together, and you offered to have her help us. Even though she was understanding, I still couldn't bring myself to ask her panties to join, so I'm glad you did. I think without your help, we may have graduated without ever making up. I'm sure that eventually you would have. No, Zane. Don't you see what I'm trying to say? You've been giving me all sorts of hope lately. All sorts of strength and too. It makes me wonder, maybe that's the reason you were put here. The reason I was put here? Yeah, maybe it's not a coincidence that you came here when you did. That's a pretty big task to put on someone reuniting friends and solving mysteries. Julia laughs and snuggles into me, wrapping her arms around my waist.
Tell a joke.
I feel like the moment you came to our school, something was put into motion. She looks up at me and smiles. I want to know what else is going to happen. Is there anything that you want to have happen? Julia blushes and hides her Benny's face. Maybe since something happened to me and Mira. She uncovered her face and looks at me again, finishing her sentence quietly. Maybe something will happen for you too. She hugs me, burying her face into the crook of my neck and sighs. I'm gonna miss you when you're gone. Don't worry about that, okay? Let's just treasure our moments together without worrying about the future. Julia hugs me tightly and nods. By the time I get home, it's already dark. Hey, look! Saya's sudden presence makes me jump, and I put my hands to my heart. Don't scare me like that! Don't be a baby, but heads up, Susan is waiting for you. I look at my doorstep, and sure enough, there's Susan waiting. Susan, what are you doing here? Without looking at me, she holds out an envelope. I'm giving this to you on one condition. What's that? Don't tell anyone where you got it from. Okay, I won't. Susan hands it to me and I look inside. Sayori's records from the nurse's office. What made you change your mind? Do I have to tell you everything? No, but it's odd. You just told me to stop poking around and you'd have me expelled. Something must have happened for you to have a big change of heart. Can't you just be happy and leave it at that? I heard you guys at the cafe. I heard that Mary and Julia said to each other and... Susan shakes her head and looks up toward the stars. I wanted to help, but I don't know how much more I can. Susan shakes her head again and starts walking off. Forget it, I'm going home. But I want to hear more. Susan, wait! Come inside for a bit. Susan pauses and turns to look at me. Come inside? Why? We haven't had time to talk at all, and I want this wall between us to go down. I just want to talk, please. Susan sighs and nods. Fine, but I'm leaving once I get bored. Look at you, Zane, sneaking a girl into your room at night. I flash Say a look and she smirks before pretending to zip her mouth. Your room looks so normal. Is there a reason it shouldn't? I guess since you're dying and all, I expected medical equipment. But you're just fine at school, so I suppose that checks out. Oh yeah, When I was younger, we had a bunch, but now I'm okay with just medicine. Susan looks at me curiously. Are you in pain? I nod at her, and her face softened into a slight worry. When I do anything physical, there's some pain. But I'm so used to it that by this point, it's like background noise. That sounds awful. I don't know. It's annoying, but just something I gotta deal with. Like my brother. Susan laughs and nods.
Tell a joke.
Oh, I think I get it, but it must be so hard. She walks up to me and puts a hand on my chest. Is this where it hurts? Yes, that's where my lungs are. Good job. Susan groaned and smacks my chest playfully. Don't make fun of me when I'm being kind. She sits down on my bed and I take a seat next to her. Pennies! So I heard what happened between Mira and Julie. But what about you? Why aren't you friends with them anymore? Susan hangs her head and sighs. It's all my fault. I was a coward, and it cost me everything. What do you mean? Susan shakes her Penny's head and then looks around my room again. Is this the first time you had a girl in your room? Oh, she's good at avoiding the question, yeah. The first living girl. I glare at Saya, and she crackles like a cartoon character. Or villain.
Joke.
I'm about to tell her to be quiet when suddenly Susan leans in to face me, her face close to mine. Is doing anything with the girl on your bucket list? I laugh nervously. Not sure what to do. Well, it would be nice. Susan's face comes closer and she laughs, her breath playing with my lips.
Tell a joke.
Well, maybe if you behave. Her hand on the back of my chest. I can help with that. She closes her eyes and leans in. I close my eyes too, and there's a knock on the door. I jump up as my mom's voice comes through the door. Zane, I'm home. Yeah, I'll be out in a minute. To it. Okay, Jennerson 10. Gotta go home. She comes up to me and gives me a quick peck on the lips before she pulls back blushing. Maybe next time, okay? I nod and lead Susan outside. Hey Zane, I have a question before I go. What is it? Would you have rather your parents lied to you about your disease and hidden it, or are you happy knowing? I never thought about it, but I guess I'm happier knowing. Susan nods and turns to walk home again without another word. Now, Time to dive into these records. Alright everyone, here's I'm gonna call this one an episode. If y'all like the video, punch the like button in the face like a boss and high five all around. Oh, and if you just joined us, you're welcome. Glad you made it here, and I hope y'all enjoy your stay. And always remember, the most important character is you, the reader. Cassandra Maki out.